right, welcome to the Cavalry, everybody.
Yes.
We're excited to be back. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We've got a very, very special guest, good buddy of mine. He's a hilarious comedian, my old roommate, old podcast host. We did a podcast, a couple of podcasts together.
Yeah.
Brant Tobler. How you doing, Brant?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. This is exciting. We did this podcast much more successful than ours.
Do you think? I don't know.
One was trying to get me married, which didn't quite work, but
oh yeah. So Johnny, I don't even know if you know, me and Brant did a podcast a while back when Brant was single, where Brant was big on wanting to get married, and but then it failed.
Wait, Brant, you did or you did not want to?
I did, and I do, and I'm.
So we were like trying to dream up strategies or like who we should date or how we could like fast track it. But then the fatal flaw of the podcast was any girl he dated would immediately start listening to the podcast. They're like, I don't want to marry this dude.
Yeah,
he's crazy. Listen at all these other ladies he dated. So, but now he's got a great girlfriend, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, let's get Brant married. Got Brant laid, but not the marriage stuff went out the window. But I have a great girlfriend now. I have a ring hidden in my house now, looking for the chance to propose soon.
Whoa.
So you're just assuming she's not an avid listener to this podcast.
Yeah. She does. She hates all podcasts.
The only thing safer than that hiding spot that you've picked out in the house is saying that you got the ring on this podcast. That's the safest hiding. That's a better hiding spot. Saying it on here. Oh my God, they'll never find it. It's like that scene at the end of Indiana Jones where they zoom out in the Ark of the Covenant. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like I'm getting any support here. Look, but yeah, thanks for coming on, Brant.
Of course.
This is gonna be fun. We're gonna back each other up.
When you guys did the stand up explain, did you do it? Did you always do it together, or did you do it over Zoom like this?
It was always Zoom. We were never together. Okay. So it was we always Zoomed. Andrew came out here for a day. I got to see him. We had Chipotle. I think I've seen him once in the last I haven't seen you for maybe once the last 2 years.
No, it's funny. So that was the one time, and then me and Johnny, we saw each other right before we were on a ship right before the pandemic started. So yeah, you are two of the only comedians I've seen in person since I don't know when. But we had Chipotle outside. It was a magical afternoon. There's nothing better than eating Chipotle outside. I don't know. For some reason, that felt extra sad. But but in Denver, you like Denver, Brant? Brant lives in Denver. Everybody.
I love Denver. I love it.
Oh, nice.
I got out of LA before it became popular. I just got out because I couldn't succeed. I can't really blame the government. But I love it here. I mean, it's today's a little rough because it's cold. I forgot how much I don't like the cold but I don't mind the cold, but driving on the ice today, I forgot that scare of fishtailing. I was like, oh, this is not fun. So overall, I really like Denver, and it's got a great comedy had a great comedy scene, and it's a cool town. So I actually enjoy. If I was stuck somewhere for a year, Denver wasn't that bad.
Cool. I like Denver.
Yeah. Johnny, you're in Madison, so you guys we had a little snow today in Portland, but it's nothing. It doesn't stick. It's I don't know, real winter like you guys do.
Yeah, we got dumped on today. It was all the way up to the top of our big heavy duty snowblower. It was bad.
Do you have a walk behind snowblower
I have one of those big giant huge ones that my wife's dad insisted I get. And my brother was like, "Oh, don't spend the money on that. Those are expensive. Just get a plug-in, one. That's all you need." And I'm like, I would be cursing his name so many times so far if I had just gotten one of those rinky-dinky plug-in. So I'm so glad I got the monster.
The snowblower seems like one of those things where it looks super fun to do, but then probably for the first minute, and then you hate it.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Oh, wow. Upset alert.
That was my question. I figured it. I had to go out and shovel with an awful shovel today. And then the guy across the street is on a 4-wheeler with a plow on the front, just cruising around. A second a flake hit the sidewalk. It was perfect. And I'm over
He's got
struggling.
sparks going.
I was like, come on, buddy, just drive over here and help me out. He's just cruising around, got music playing. Never seen a guy happier in my life.
And he didn't offer to help at all?
No, not at all. He just looked over like, what a loser, as I'm chipping away at this trampled snow.
See, if I saw any of my neighbors with a shovel, I'd be like, I was walking home one time and I saw a neighbor shovel. I was like, oh, I'll come help you. And so I helped him. But like most of my neighbors, they all have the same thing. Everyone has their snowblower. But like, if I saw someone with a shovel, I'd be like, oh, I'll do it with my freaking machine.
I was thinking today when I was doing it, how much I enjoyed it as a kid. Cause that was like my job. We'd go door to door and see if we could shovel people's walks to make money. And
yeah,
that's how I almost put myself through junior college. Maybe not, but I did make like $100 one winter. It was a big winner. That's a lot of money in Wyoming.
That's the saddest inspirational story ever. How I almost put myself through junior college. There's so many caveats.
I felt like a stripper talking about it. I'm doing shovel and walks to paper school, but none of it worked out for me.
The school or the walks, but the comedy, and now you've never been richer.
Yeah, unemployment's
You're winning
incredible.
this unemployment, and then the gambling. You're doing good now.
Yeah, I need the Chiefs for a lot of money, so I need all the listeners to root for the Chiefs. We got a lot of Chiefs action this week, unless you like the Bucks.
Who is favored? I was at a football game. I was at the Packer, or I wasn't at the game, but I was at a viewing party. And our neighborhood guy had like a viewing party outside in his backyard. He had a TV out there, so there's a bunch of guys. I'm not a sports guy at all, but I'm Packer fan. I guess that's my team. But these guys, it was like I was like texting my wife and I was like, it's really a dark mood here. And as soon as the game got over, I was like, I'm coming home right now. They're kicking garbage cans. I was like, I gotta get out of here. They're gonna get mad at me that I'm not mad.
Right. They're like, Johnny doesn't look pissed off enough. This kick is his fault. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
Sports fans are so irrational. They'll look for somebody to blame, They'll be like, who's off? Something's off here.
Yeah. It's Peter.
Go sit back where you were sitting. I've done that before. It's like, we're doing well. My buddy came over to watch the games, and he always bets the opposite of me, and then comes to my house and roots for him right in front of me. And it's so if he didn't lose all the time, I would probably not invite him over, but he was changing seats around my house because he thought it was going to change his luck. And me and my girlfriend are like, you're such an idiot. You could barely see the TV, you dumbass. Just come sit back where you were. But that brought me joy because I was rooting for the Packers too. So it was at least fun to make fun of him.
Well, now
who's the favorite team for the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs. Chiefs are 3-point favorites, but we can all root for the Chiefs because Johnny, you're mad about the Packers losing. I mean, you're not that mad. You don't really care, but you can pretend to be mad and root for the Chiefs so that Tampa Bay loses. So there you go.
Let's do it. I need you. Jump on the train.
Well, we got something to get to at the beginning. So, we asked people to leave reviews and then what they need backup on, and we have 2 to get to quick, which I'm gonna pull up right now. I got it right here. So, first one is from Kevin Born. How do I say that, Johnny?
Kevin Born Gravy.
Born Gravy. Sounds like Born Gravy.
Do we want to tell them that our reviews are all personal friends?
Well, yeah.
Or do we want to? I already blew the lid off of when it was my brother's. Was the other one?
Yeah, and I shouldn't have asked I shouldn't have asked you how to pronounce his last name. That kind of gave it away. I just thought you were good with gravy.
With names.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, he says he likes podcast. Toilet seat issue, classic that we talked about a long time ago. But that his wife and I solved this early on in their marriage. Always keep the lid down, not just the seat, which is what I said. I think I said that on the podcast. That's what I do. I put everything down every time. So no matter who it is, both people have to open. So everyone.
So it's a lose-lose situation.
Yes,
so it's lose-lose.
You create it as bad as it could be for everybody, and so nobody.
Okay.
Wins. And then, all right, but you got to talk about this one because I think you understand this better than me. But The subject he wants backup on is sexual favors. So he's a married guy. They used to be thrown around like currency or used as bribes trade-offs, very effective bribes. Now I understand the natural waning of this concept as we get older. My issue is that if the idea is presented as an option nowadays, the follow-through on one side, not mine, kind of thrown around to the bus, is down to like 15 to 20%.
Unnecessarily. We
Yeah.
figured.
And he's really broken this down statistically. Somewhere between 15 to 20% follow through. I feel like it should be taken more seriously so I could more appropriately manage my expectations, because agreeing to doing something I don't want to do is so much worse if I feel like I've been lied to or manipulated afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what he's asking for back. I mean, I understand. I think a lot
should do what they say they're going to do.
Yeah, of course.
Especially if it's sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's sexual, then I'm excited.
I've never used. I don't think we use the sexual favor barter system though. Do you do that? Do they like? Is there an errand that you wouldn't do, but then if promised sex, that all of a sudden you'll do? I don't think we've ever done that. My wife.
I mean, the only reason I do dishes,
I mean,
the only reason I do dishes is because I get a hand job while I'm doing them.
Wow.
While you're doing them, wow.
Dang.
Well, Johnny's very tall.
Yeah.
But then you got to be careful with the dishes.
Well, the thing,
do them again.
The thing with this is, I don't know why you need to specify, one side, not on one side, not mine. Have you ever tried, like, okay, tell you what, if I'll have sex, like, just even as a joke, I know the answer is no, but like, I'll ask Aaron, all right, will you do this? If you do this, I'll have sex with you tonight. And then we both laugh because that's hilarious, because that's not a bargaining chip at all. It's not fair.
Yeah, you're not playing on the side with leverage.
Exactly.
I think most couples do it the opposite. Like, I'll do this if you don't try to have sex with me tonight.
That's true.
From my married friends, I mean, I'm not there yet, but that's what everyone tells me I have to look forward to, is like, oh, it's like, that's the negotiation. Like, okay, you can watch football as long as you just leave me alone tonight. I don't know.
We're not there yet, but there's just no. I don't know. It's just weird. I have not thought to like use it as or my wife hasn't thought to use it as a bargaining chip. But it sounds like we're not going to, because it doesn't even work. There's no guarantees.
Well, it could be. It might be a slippery slope, like Braille, like you were saying. That's kind of that's at the end of the game, where it's like you have your bargaining chip is to leave you alone. See, we're at the point where like I'll say, or she'll be like, or I'll be like, okay, if I do this, do we get to have a naked night or whatever? And then, but if she wants me to do something, or if I want her to do something, I forget what it is. She'll be like, okay, can I get will you give me, if I do this, will you give me a back rub? So she doesn't even she's not interested in the fun parts. Now it's a back rub or a foot massage. It's like, come on.
And then
I'm in the same boat. My hands get way more action than the rest of my body. I'm a massaging machine. Last time I did this, just brings me back to like when I was younger, when like a different time. I don't know if you're still doing that, but I used to like try to trade, like when I was maybe like early 20s or late teens, like playing pool or something. Like if I beat a girl in pool, then I was supposed to get like a blowjob or something. But as I grew up, like I never saw these negotiations ever working. Like past 22, I've never even tried to negotiate. So I don't know how old Born Gravy is, but incredible name, by the way. I mean, I love it. But he's living in a different world.
Some men order gravy, some men are born gravy.
That's a great name. I can't get over that. Mr. Born Gravy. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but I want it to be my alias. Born Gravy.
I like this idea though that, it can escalate as far as how far away from sex you get as far as a favor. So it starts as sex, then it's back rubs. But then what's after that? Then it's like pep talks, And
before it starts to curve away and saying, okay, leave me alone. Just don't touch me. I need some privacy.
Yeah. Then it's just leave me. I guess that's where it goes. Like, you can go to this party if you leave. Just get a divorce.
So you would beat a girl at pool and then be like, all right, you have to suck my
No,
dick.
that was like the bad part is like, and I think it was more of like a girlfriend thing, like with like girlfriends, but it would just be like, because you like just what you did there, it's awkward. Even when I'd win, it's hard to be like, oh, I think you owe me a blowjob now. It's like, even back then, that wasn't really acceptable to be like, the fact the words "oh" and "blowjob" together aren't very. So it was like, that's what just made me think of, like, I remember girls saying that, and then I was thinking, oh wait, I won, or I would usually lose. I would choke because I feel the pressure of getting wanting a blowjob as a young dude, but then. Like I said, it doesn't work like that anymore.
You're rock hard the whole time. You can't stand close enough to the table. It throws off the angles.
A lot of trick shots.
Oh man, yeah, that's nothing worse than doing that. Because you're like flirting or whatever, and you do that, make that arrangement, and then losing. Because then it's like, even she might be because she might have wanted the whole thing to work out. She's like, man, this loser can't even beat me at pool. So,
pool.
So what would their wager be? If yours was a BJ, what would they want?
I don't know.
Just to be left alone at the bar?
Yeah, I think for me to go back and sit with my friends. I don't know because I don't ever remember a girl ask. See, that's another side of this. I've never had a girl say, hey, sexual favors if you did something. I don't know. I got to think back because I didn't have any money or anything. I didn't really have much to offer. Maybe that's why I didn't go too good.
No, I think to try and back up Born Gravy is, I mean, everyone should for sure. People should, if you say you're going to do something, you should do it. It's part of being in a relationship. So
if you tell Kevin that he's going to get a rusty trombone if he cleans the garage, then 2 hours later,
well, and then he's got to be
playing
smart.
his butt. What?
Yeah. He's got to be smart too, because if it sounds too good to be true, then you got it. Like, how many times you're going to keep making the same deal? It's like these people who work for Trump or whatever, right? Like, how many times you're going to keep going and then getting mad when you don't get paid? Well,
this also reminds me of when girlfriends would make me like coupon books that said like one blowjob, and then I try to claim my coupon, and there's like a small date at the bottom, like this is only redeemable when I actually want to, which is probably your birthday or so. I remember getting those coupon books. It was all fake. It never amounted to anything.
Oh yeah, Johnny, you know about the coupon books.
Well, then you still feel like, I have a bit in my stand-up about a coupon book, but it's all like, they're all shitty. It's like, I'll run an errand. You can hang out with your friend. And I was like, what the fuck kind of coupon book is this?
They're all like things just human beings are allowed to do because you're an American. You can speak your mind. It's just like the Bill of Rights. You can start a newspaper if you'd like. Okay. Well, yeah. So, Kevin, I would say quit making the deals if, it's not.
I'd get a lawyer.
Get a lawyer.
Not a contract. Get a lawyer, Mr. Born Gravy.
Get it on paper.
Yeah, you got to get some documentation of these blowjobs for dishes.
All right, and we got one more here. Review, because remember, you leave a 5-star review and you say what you want backup on. So this Chuck, my friend Chuck, he says, I've noticed a lot of men prefer their music TV volume higher than women. Is that just me and my girlfriend, or is this like a thing where every woman has more sensitive ears than every man? Hope that's not sexist. Don't cancel me, Chuck. I think you're okay, Chuck. I don't think you're gonna get canceled. I can say that I have not noticed that, like, my wife wants the volume lower or higher. All I know is she wants it changed 13 times per 30 minutes that we're watching a show. So it's like, I'm like, I turn it up, and I'll turn it up, turn it down. I'm like, Heidi, sometimes the show is going for an effect where it's quieter during like this moment, and then when the car chase happens, it gets louder. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like they can't equalize it all the time. But That's what I've noticed. Not that it needs to be quieter or louder.
Yeah, I've noticed this. I've noticed the same thing. I think that as Ginger gets older, it'll be a whole different game. Cause like we're watching the family room, the kids are upstairs, so Aaron's always telling me to turn it. down.
Keep it down because it's
Yeah.
You don't want to wake the kids
You
up.
don't wake the kids.
I deal with it when I switch over to Netflix from like my Sling app, and then Netflix is always louder, and then my girlfriend like just gets mad at me every time. Like she's never gonna figure out that it's gonna happen every single time. Like I control it. She's just like, I'll click it on. She's like, hey, let's watch some on Netflix. I'll put it on. It'll be louder because that's just how it is. And then she'll be like, why is it so loud? I'm like, why do you do this every single time? Like I didn't set it up to it annoys me so much. Like I don't want it this loud either. I'm immediately going to turn it down, but she'll always, or it'll just be a look like, why would you do that? I'm like, I'm just trying to put your show on.
I'm
feel
kind of
Chuck's pain.
I'm kind of a monster too because my wife will like be scrolling because it'll just be quiet. We're on our phones or I'm doing a crossword puzzle or something, and she'll just be scrolling through her phone. And then sometimes on like Instagram stories, if you click on it, the volume comes on, but you can silently flip through the stories, or you can have the volume on, right?
Yeah.
Well, she'll put that volume on, and there is nothing more annoying in the world to me than when you're hearing like just 3-second snippets of like moron after moron after moron. Like, I think boom, boom. And then it's like music and then something else. And it's like, oh my God, and I'm like, just get some headphones, please. I cannot take it. And so I have like PTSD about it because I get so annoyed about it. So she'll just like accidentally like turn one on and it'll come on like, can you please? And then like I go off the handle. So I kind of relate to Shire a little bit.
Yeah, she hates it. If I have the TV on and then I do sound on my phone, it like blows her mind that there's two sounds on.
Yeah, that's me.
She's just
I'm like her.
What?
Yeah.
What, are you a crazy person? I'm like, I function. I can listen to both. This is just temporary. It drives her crazy. So then sometimes I just have to go to a different room if I want to watch like World Star or something with just crazy violence or screaming, and then she'll just kick me out.
I know. If I were her, I'd just throw headphones at you. I'd be like, hey, try these out.
But then I don't understand. She watches her TikTok with no volume. I'm like, don't you need the volume? She hates volume. It's really weird. I'm like, don't you need volume? I mean, the captions.
I don't know. Like, really, do you need volume for TikTok? Can you not follow the plot or something? I mean, what?
I don't know.
I think you can put it together like context clues that these water bottles are all going to fall in the same direction or whatever it is.
Are either of you guys on TikTok?
I was just going to say, are you in on TikTok yet?
I tried at the beginning of the pandemic because I was just going to put my stand-up clip. I mean, I was like grasping at straws. That's how we started this podcast and the podcast I did with Brent. Like, I was like, whatever, I'll do anything. So I was putting all my stand-up on TikTok. Someone told me to do that. But then I somehow, like, China, they were going to ban TikTok for a minute there, and then you had to, like, reactivate. So now I'm, like, locked out. I don't know what happened, but I can't even get on TikTok anymore. So I gave up and deleted it.
I joined it just to have the name because I didn't want the name to get taken. So I joined it, and I was just like, I mean, it's literally just all girls, like little high school girls doing these very suggestive dances, and it's like I don't know, like he's just kind of swiping. It's like, wow, that's what most of this is.
Yeah, my girlfriend loves it, and I avoided it, and she's slowly drawn me in. I think it's a little further than what it used to be with all the girls dancing, but it's just like puppy video, cat video, someone fall down video. It's like I end up watching it over her shoulder. I used to make fun of her, but now it's definitely for like short attention span. It's just boom, 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 boom. And now she's doing recipes. She loves it. I love it because she'll let me watch sports, and she could just watch that TikTok for hours and hours. But it's growing on me a little bit. But I'm with you, Johnny. In the beginning, I was like, it's just the same people doing the same dumb dance, a 15-second dance over and over.
Well, it's so
I mean,
funny
do you
too,
think it's a thing that's going to be necessary? Like, are we the old guy? Like, am I the old guy that's like, TikTok?
We're the old
Like,
guys.
is it
She tells me every
mainstream?
day. She's like, you need to get on there. And I think the thing that I don't like about it, from the little I've watched, is there's no, like, I mean, I guess all social media, but it's all steal everything. There's no, if you did a bit, they would just lip sync. The hot chick would
That's
just
it.
do your bit,
Yeah,
and then you
I was
get
gonna
go
say.
on. There's no,
I was gonna
like,
say these comedians put their stand up on there like I was doing, thinking like whatever, that's like how I use all social media. Like it's just like all I can do is put stand up on. I'm not gonna like I have nothing else to really offer, and so then people will go viral with their stand up, but not them doing it. Someone else lip syncing it will go viral and get all the credit, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, I'm just doing like somebody's bit." I'm like, "This is where it's heading. This is." Because Brant, you used to say that all the time. Remember, like if a comic would go up there and do hacky jokes and stock jokes, you're like, why don't we just get some beautiful model to do this? She can memorize a bunch of joke book jokes, and then she'll be way more successful than this old guy, right? And that's literally happening. I think like just beautiful people are lip syncing stand up on TikTok and being more successful with it.
I know a bunch of shitty comics that are on there that have like a million followers, but I don't think it's going to well, who knows what translates to selling tickets, but
right.
Because we don't sell tickets anymore. But I always laugh because some of the other jealous comics will text me like, look at this idiot and his TikToks, and I'm like, I don't think it's, but I think we are the old guys, because my girlfriend's always like, you should. What I've noticed, what she watches a lot now, is there's like storytelling on there, so you can tell a story. And these idiots don't even know how to tell a story, but people love it just because it's a story. It'll be, the difference is like when Johnny was watching, it was like 16-year-old doing a dance. Now it's a 16-year-old and they just sit there and they put their makeup on and they tell his story. And I'm just a hater because I just sit behind my girlfriend and go, that story's not even that great. And then I'll look, it'll be like 2.7 million likes. I go, she didn't even do it right. She shouldn't have done this. And my girlfriend's just like, leave me alone. But I'm
there's
like,
no beginning, middle, and end to that. There's no 3-act structure.
Funny. What if someone funny did it? But then I don't want to do it. But it seems like it's the most popular one. But I don't know how. I've never had any luck on any of this, so who knows?
And then there was another thing I remember seeing. Like they would have, you can like have it where you are watching reaction. Like they'll show someone else's video and you're watching it, and there's like a bunch of like girls doing like trying to be funny or doing funny faces or lip syncs, whatever, and then guys, like I guess the trend was the guys just watch it without smiling and be like, hashtag women aren't funny. See what I mean? This isn't funny. Waiting to laugh. It's just like, what is this? Jesus.
No, everything's just going to be a commentary on everything else. It's like kids watch other kids play video games. They don't even play the video game. They just watch other people play video games on YouTube. And people are just going to be watching people do. It's all going to boil down to one. Everyone's going to just be like going off of one thing eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope I'm not doing it. Can I be out? I'm tapping out.
Yeah, I don't know. But we're definitely the old guys. That is true. Like, anytime you have that reaction.
Well, I don't care if I'm the old guy. I just want to be the out of touch comedian that's like fight.
We're that too. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Well, however you want to call it, that's what we are. Late to the party, too late. Because it's like I used to be late to everything. I used to like have real resistance about podcasts or even website. I remember when like comedians got websites, and I was like, "What do you need a website for? You don't even have 15 minutes of material. How do you have a website?" But all that shit, they were all right. You just jump on all that stuff immediately and see what sticks. You're better off.
What's going to stick then? This is a great question. What is next? Do we have a plan coming out of this or no? Because I don't. Actually, I'm asking you guys, do you have a plan I could jump on board? Because I don't know what the next step is at all.
I'll tell you what the plan is. Have the Chiefs win by more than 3 points.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
That's the plan. No, I that's a great question. And like, I do think it'll all come back. I'm actually pretty optimistic lately. I think with like the vaccine and everything, I think it'll snap back faster than people realize. And then it'll be this crazy time that you'll remember. But live performance is, I've done so much Zoom comedy, and I know you guys have too. And as good as the technology ever got, you just can't. You can't get anywhere close to a live performance. So it'll come back. It's just how fast.
Yeah.
I'll believe you.
Yeah, it will.
My buddy's a teacher who's telling me he's like, yeah, today I started trading stocks. I set up an E-Trade thing. He's like, I pulled out like my retirement savings and just because you have to use a lot of money to make any money, so I did that. He's like, I've made $7,000 this month. I'm like, what? How much money do I need to start playing around? Like, I would love. He's like, yeah, just buy it like when it's like at $4 or really low, and then it goes up to 4 and a nickel, and I sell it. He's like, I made $500 today, and he's in class, like he's a virtual teacher. He's supposed to be teaching, and he just does that instead.
That's what he should be teaching his kids. If he can, if he can make $500 an hour.
Teaching me.
Have you followed this? There's this crazy thing going on with the stock market right now. There's this all these like kids are buying GameStop stock. GameStop like at the mall. Yeah. Apparently all these smart and like these hedge fund investors are all short GameStop. So they're like betting against it. It's like this complicated Wall Street thing. But these kids who they all just talk to each other, and everybody's got their stimulus money or whatever, and they're on Robinhood, this app where they can trade stocks real easy now. And so they all just say, hey, let's all buy GameStop at the same time. And they just have shot the value of it was like in the basement. It was like it had no money. They like their business plan was awful, whatever. And now that they've just like tripled the value of the stock, and they all would just talked about how they were going to do it the night before. And it's like these hedge funds are all freaking out because they're like, we're losing our ass on this GameStop now because all these kids have like nostalgia for walking in there and playing GameCube or whatever. It's just hilarious.
It was like life-changing money, they said today, because it was, I think because I'm on Robinhood. I've actually done really good on Robinhood, not trading, but I just bet. Well, I'll tell you my strategy in a second, but it was like 15 this morning, and then they did this, and it got up to like, I think it's at like 212 right now a share. I mean, it's like
GameStop.
Yeah, they just ran it up. They just kept buying, and because they all were in on it, which is like kind of, I don't know if insider trading. It's not because they're not insiders, so I don't know how it could be insider trading. They just all kind of decided we like GameStop.
Well, they did this on TikTok before. This is when I first found out about TikTok, is they tried this with one of those cryptocurrencies. They got this cryptocurrency that was like I think like a half a penny, and they're like, if we could get this up to $1, we'll all be rich. So they made this big push. I think it eventually made it to like 2 cents or something, but I think times are changing. But like, I have a bunch of money in Robinhood. I've taken all my money that I got stimulus and all that, and I just put it on DraftKings and these casinos. And then my girlfriend's like, what if the stock market crashes? I'm like, they're letting me bet on addiction, which I think is so crazy. The fact you can invest money in gambling, and I've made a bunch of money doing it, and I plan to just I don't follow all the tech stocks or anything. I'm like, they're just letting me bet that people will continue to have addiction, and I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah,
it's right. Just going up. So that's my stock advice: just bet on addiction, because there's weed ones and like liquor and stuff, but the gambling ones to me have done good, or have been the best so far, because people will always gamble, I think.
Well, that's what Warren Buffett always said, that you should invest in companies that you like. And so what?
Yeah.
What's more fun than gambling? So,
well, that's Warren Buffett advice that ties to gambling. Is he said he paid his kids when they did their chores in dimes because he had a slot machine in his house that took dimes. So he said he would just pay his kids in dimes, and they would put all that money right back into the slot machine because they wanted to gamble.
What a bastard!
That's the only thing with this GameStop thing, though. It's like eventually, it's just like real life, right? Like eventually, these kids are gonna want to cash out, because you're gonna be like, as much as you love GameStop, you're gonna go, I want this money I just made, and so then there's gonna be like a run on it. So you just gotta make sure you time it right. I guess that's the key to all stock stuff.
I think it's all changing, man. This whole, I love it, because they said these billionaires today really ate it, and these dumb Reddit kids just came up. And if you bought it this morning and then sold it at any time this afternoon, you made 5, 10, 20 times your money, which is crazy. I was just mad I wasn't on board. I'm reading about it on Twitter. Like, what was I doing?
I know. It took me a long time to even figure out. I read one article about it. I was like, I don't even know what happened. So I had to read like 2 or 3 more. And I think I'm probably explaining it all wrong anyway, but
No, I think you got it.
Yeah. Well, we're in the podcast game, which I can tell you we have not doubled our money just yet.
But it's a good game to be in. There's some money being made in this one. I will say that.
That's true. If anybody wants to invest in the Cavalry, Venmo.
Yeah, what's our ticker signal again?
Yeah, are we on Robinhood? Can you buy Cavalry stock?
I'm investing, especially when I knew I was coming on. I was like, this is the day. Let me buy into this.
Everyone that wants to invest in the Cavalry is going to accidentally send their money to the Cavalry. We're going to lose all our money.
We have a real problem with the name. We didn't think it through. Everyone thinks it's the Cavalry, which ends up being like a church. So then this church gets all our money. That's why we're broke.
Well, that's funny because I got a job. I kind of just got a job this week working for a sports book that just opened here, and it's called the Superbook. But then when you go to download the app, there's like 10 Superbook apps that are all the Bible. So I'm like, you guys are competing with the wrong Superbook. You're in.
Yeah. Wait a minute. That's not the nickname for the Bible. The Bible is the good book.
Well, on the apps, it's the Superbook. So they're like, hey, I'm supposed to try to help them get rate and review rate and review their app. But then I'm like, the Superbook has like 9,000 reviews, and we're at like 9 trying to compete with the Bible when we're the exact opposite world. But I'm trying to.
If I learned, don't go head to head with the Bible. You're gonna lose.
I like our odds here.
That's what we've learned here at the Cavalry. I don't know. We gotta figure something out. But.
Yeah, there's not a sports book in every hotel across the country. There's a big difference.
Oh man!
All right, so Brant, do you have a top? We haven't even done a top. We've just done reviews. Let's start with.
We've
Brant.
been doing stock tips. This is a whole new podcast.
I definitely need backup. Well, I needed backup. I needed you guys when I was going through this. But here's my biggest dilemma. Like I said, I have an amazing girlfriend. I'm going to propose probably at some point this week, or I got to figure it out. But she's awesome. But we've had one fight during this pandemic, and it's because of this stupid OnlyFans world that we live in now, with all these dumb girls online saying how much money they make, which I know they don't make. So my girlfriend just sees these girls posting that they're just getting filthy rich, and then she comes to me and she's like, I want to start an OnlyFans. And I was like, we're not. First of all, the OnlyFans is a single person's game, not a couple game. So I needed backup on this because I just don't. My biggest complaint is I see these girls post, I have an OnlyFans, blah blah blah, I'm in the top 1%, and then like an hour later they'll be like, hey, can anybody give me a ride? And I'm like, what happened? You were rich an hour ago. And for some reason, my girlfriend just sees the rich posts and not the I need a ride posts. So we had a real long conversation.
Wait. So she wants to start. You're saying she wants to start an OnlyFans, but you don't want her to.
No.
Basically.
Yeah. So first of all, I said, well, no, I don't want her to. I tried to be the supportive boyfriend at first and be like, I support you. And then I realized I don't want that at all in my life. And then my other biggest complaint was these girls. My girlfriend, my brain works in numbers. Like I'm good at math. But my girlfriend just sees like dollar signs. So like this girl's like, I have 200 followers on OnlyFans, and like sometimes they'll give me like $100, and like in 2 weeks I made like $1,300, and I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. If guys are just throwing you $100, and you have 200 followers, you should make more than $1,300 in 2 weeks. I was like, it's not real. I was like, you make more money than that at work.
So like OnlyFans, basically, you know, it's girls posting pictures of themselves. Some of them are naked. Some of them are videos.
Some of them are like, burping.
That's the thing. As we had our guest Christina last week, she is on OnlyFans and she burps. There's like all these guys with this burping fetish, and she's got all these dudes, and all she does is do like 2 videos a week of like 3 minutes long of her burping, and she makes a ton of money.
Well, I don't know I guess I'd rather have that than my girlfriend being naked, but I was like, I just don't want any of this. I go, it's just not for me, because there's a bunch of comedians that do it here, because a lot of the girl comedians started doing it, but then it's just like, and then I asked them about it. They're like, it's really just people I know that want to see me naked. So I get like $12 that'll send me like $6 a month. I was like, well, okay, that's not what I want for my girlfriend. But my girlfriend reads these articles or sees these girls, and It's like Bella Thorne made 2.3 million on OnlyFans in a month. I'm like, it's not gonna work like that.
But that is tough if it ends up only being people she knows, or it ends up only being people you know, because then it's all your friends.
Looking at my fiance naked, and I was like, we don't need $120 that bad. I'll give you. And then another thing is like what it's like, okay, so I'm trying to be a good boyfriend. I work my butt off, save up some money to buy her a present. But then when fucking old man Carl in Florida buys her a $4,000 purse, it shits on the $250 something I bought her that's 10% of my life savings trying to be a good boyfriend. I was like, I just not signing up. I just don't see how this is productive for a relationship. I just don't think I will enjoy. I don't want a part of this. I said, I don't care if you do it, but I just don't want my girlfriend, fiance. That's just not the world I want to be in.
Yeah, you don't want someone buying her a purse that makes your $250 engagement ring look pretty.
Exactly.
No, this is good because there's this I would think any dude being honest probably doesn't want their fiance posting naked pictures on it, especially if it's going to be like your friends are going to be the ones at first at least subscribing.
First of all, I think it's just a bunch of losers. Why would you can see so much free porn nakedness for free. It's just
I've never understood that.
It's just dudes that think they could give a girl $15 a month and she'll eventually fuck them. I'm like, it's just a bunch of dudes trying to fuck you for $10 a month. Why would I want that? I don't want that. And they're a bunch of losers. Who pays? You could just Google, like Sarah Underwood has, our old friend Jeff Dye's ex-girlfriend Sarah Underwood has OnlyFans. But if you just Google Sarah Underwood, there's naked picture of her that'll last you till November for free. So I don't know why people. I don't know, allegedly, but I don't know why.
Last you till November.
I don't know why someone would. What kind of losers like? Oh, I bet if I send her this $15 and like, yeah, I just think it's for dorks. Like, and I get it. I just.
Well, it probably feels more like. It feels more. I don't know, intimate or something. It feels like you said, like you're their friend or something. If there's more interaction or back and forth, probably, or something.
But the dudes I know, they're like, I'm just helping her out. I'm like, go help out the homeless people on the corner that you yell at.
Yeah, I'm just helping her out. That is hilarious.
It's like so stupid about somebody who needs it. This girl has never need help in her life. She's fucking drop dead gorgeous. She leaves her house, everything's free. Who are you helping out?
That's so funny. Like, I'm just a good guy, I like to help women born gorgeous and get naked on the internet. As some people work with children, some people like to help the homeless, or some people like to help refugees. I like to help models online.
They give me the starving artist speech to a starving artist that's sitting there trying to figure out how I'm going to survive with no live shows. They're like, I'm just trying to help. She's an artist. I'm just trying to help her out. I'm like, she put a sticker on her nipple. I just told you about my childhood trauma for 10 minutes. Help me out. I'm a starving artist.
Also, like Shire, she's a talented, hairdresser and stuff, and works like at a salon and has great clients. And she's got it's not like she needs the money. Right.
That's what I told her. I go, if you make $1 million or something, but I said, you make more than that. You sometimes you make $13 a day as a hairstylist. What do we need $1,300 for 2 weeks? And all my friends saw you naked. Like, I don't know why. This is a bad trade-off.
There's part of her that just kind of wants to do it because it'd be flattering or whatever to see how much.
I mean, I get it, but I don't. I mean, I'm sure it's great to just have dudes send you whatever you want, to just put a list of the 10 things you want in life and have them show up on your door. I guess I would like that too, but it's just not good for me as an insecure boyfriend. Like Johnny said, I can't be having her wear the bag some guy in Florida on her finger because it's so much more impressive than the wedding ring I saved months and months and months to buy her.
Well, wait, what is there any compromise? What if she puts some of the things like on the list are suspiciously things that you would like? Like, man, this girl loves Broncos gear. Wow,
she loves beard lotion.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't think about that. I got it.
You might be able to play this into your favor somehow. I don't know. Maybe the compromise, the sexual barter system can come back.
Well, and there's another thing that in my defense too, I wrote a book before we started dating about my sexual life, and I chose not to put it out to never hurt her feelings. So it was like, hey, if you want us to make money, I could put this book out about me fucking a bunch of chicks, but I chose not to do that because I don't think it'd be healthy for our relationship. So we don't need you on OnlyFans.
Because you're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman. I now am a gentleman, but I mean,
I chose not to publish a book with every woman I've ever slept with because a real gentleman doesn't kiss and tell. No.
Entitled my pool hall BJs.
We traded, bitch. You promised. It's just called You Promised.
Pool hall BJs. You promised. Rack 'em. No,
we resolved it. I don't know.
You resolved it. You think I
think she came once I made some valid points about how it just.
Well, and you're probably not the only person in her life who wouldn't be thrilled if she did. Like, you know, like she might have like friends or family members or something who wouldn't want her to do it, or no?
No, who wants their daughter friend? Like, who? Only people that want her to do it are my friends. They want to see my girlfriend naked. Yeah, there's 10 people that gave it. If she posted it, should I get an OnlyFans? She'd get 20 likes, and they're all mutual friends of mine, dude comedians. That
I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who wants her to do it are the kids on Reddit who bought GameStop stock.
Yeah,
and they got a lot of disposable income right now.
You know what? That is true. That's Miss GameStop. If that was her OnlyFans, it might be profitable.
Yeah, but no,
I'm
I
sure
think Johnny. What do you think? I wouldn't. Just to be, I don't know if that's like the correct, you know, if that's the most progressive position to have these days. But yeah, I would not want that either. For my wife.
I don't think any guy would that's being completely honest, you know.
Yeah, if you're being honest, it's not about what's right. It's about what's being honest. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I tried to be supportive and be like, you know, I get you, but then I was like, I don't want this. And then when I went and bought a ring, I was like, I'm not gonna introduce her as my fiance that you've seen on OnlyFans this morning. Like, I want you to meet her as my fiance, not, you know.
You didn't have to engrave that on the ring. Yeah. You didn't have to put her OnlyFans handle on the wedding ring.
So I think we talked it out, and I think the main thing is just like, I don't think the money's in it that people are promising. I think there's definitely people making money in it. Like, what did that girl say? How much she makes burping?
$1,000 a month.
Yeah, $1,000 a month, which is good money. I mean, like for her, it doesn't take a lot of investment. She actually had someone reach out to her on her she burped on a podcast, and they're like, "Hey, have you ever thought of burping for money?"
That's how she got the idea.
That's how she got discovered.
And she was like, "How much would you give me?" He's like, "I don't know, $60 a month."
Who's paying for this?
These guys are weird.
Who cares? She doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. Again, I wouldn't care, but if my girlfriend wanted to do that, I'd probably go, do we really need this $1,000 for you to burp? I mean, I guess it's better than getting naked, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm old-fashioned, you know.
You're an old-fashioned guy.
Just make dinner, do the dishes. Can you not burp with your titties out? I want to marry a woman like my mama. No, I don't know, but it was just a weird conversation.
Well, no, if people are asking if my wife could burp like Christina and there was that money, I would have no problem with her burping.
Did she do it?
I don't want her showing her boobs.
So
did
then,
she burp for you guys, or you didn't pay?
Oh, we didn't ask her to because it's like I felt like it's rude. You know, I don't want her to just. It's like asking.
She does it on her podcast
to tell a joke. I wasn't gonna be like, "Hey, tell me a joke." Oh, you burp for money? Burp. I want to hear it. Like that's like.
Oh, you burp for money? We'll do it for free right now.
Like if you're going through customs and they're like, "What do you do for a living?" Well, I burp for money. Oh, really? Let's hear it. It's like, oh God, yeah, I gotta have a burp ready for the customs guy.
Well, I guess that's true.
Yeah, but if you want to hear a sample, just listen to Jill and Off, their podcast, because she does it. And I'm like, why are you giving it away for free?
What am I doing?
It's a marketing plan.
So I think we're both with you, Brant. I've got. Do you feel backed up? Did you get enough?
Yeah, I do
feel supported? Okay.
I feel like every man with a girlfriend has backed me up, and every single guy's like, dude, quit being possessive, jealous boyfriend.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you want.
There's probably
Wink,
married
wink.
guys. I think it also depends on how bad your financial situation is. I'm
Yeah,
sure if we're about to lose the house or something, it's like, hey, I might be the one introducing the idea.
yeah, that's true, but we're not. We're fine. I'm like,
Right.
I get unemployment in 5 states. Just let us live. Tell me tell me how much money you need, and let me see them titties.
The system works.
The OnlyFans, I didn't even know. I am such the old man. I didn't even know. Like, I heard about OnlyFans from Christina. She was like, "You got to get on OnlyFans. You should do your stand up." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I got on OnlyFans, claimed my name, and then I was like, "Oh wait, what do you have to do?" And she's like, "Yeah, I burp." And I was like, "Wait." And then I kind of like did. I was looking. I was like, "Oh, this is," and then I realized after I had made my own that it's like, "Oh, this is for girls to be naked and make."
That
money.
is so funny because I think we've all probably done shows. Like I've done stand up in Santa Monica for like before burlesque, and you just see these people who could not care less about what you're. They're like, why would anyone have a comedian before this? And that's literally what you did. You're like, hey, everybody's on here paying for naked ladies. How about you pay for some of Johnny Beaner's 5 minutes of material? And they're like, we're good. Can I get $1 a month? $1 a month from anybody for Johnny Beaner's funny insights. And they're like, nah, we're good.
I just went through it on last week. I did my first show back in like 2 months, just a shitty bar show. I'm doing my set. There's a drunk girl at the bar who keeps yelling shit. We just ignore her. She decides no one's getting her attention. She walks right up on stage, and she just bought brand new tits and just flashes the crowd. I didn't ask her to come up or anything. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then she just repeatedly flashed the crowd for about 10 minutes. And I talked to her a little bit, and then I was like,
10 minutes?
well, maybe 5 minutes. It was a
long time.
That's a very long time.
Flashing them because other people from other parts of the bar come in to see the tits. And then at that point, I was like, I can't do anything better than that. Like, it's over, guys. I had no clothes or anything. I was like, I'm just going to leave her up here. If she wants to keep showing them, I'm out, because they paid me before the show like some real suckers. So I was like, and here's the titties. This is my closer. I'm out of here.
I just think it's funny she held her shirt up long enough for word to get out for people outside the bar to come in. Hey, I heard there's boobs in here.
If you go to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Brant Tobler, BrandTTobler. You can see someone took a picture of it, and you can see what I'm talking about. She's just standing 6 feet away from me on stage, no mask, just titties out.
No mask. That's
No
really
man,
man.
disgusting, disgusting.
I hope she was 6 feet apart.
She was crazy.
I saw that picture. I saw you post that picture, and I laughed to myself because I was like, this is something that only happens to Brant. Like, there is no. I've done a million shows in my life, Johnny. I know you've done a million. But I feel like I could do 10 million more shows. It's just never gonna happen to me. I don't understand how it only happens to you.
Yeah,
I think you put out, and I know you didn't invite her on stage or anything, but I think you do. You put out like kind of a reckless, chaotic energy or something. You're inviting that into the world.
Yeah, I don't. Well, you know what happened? I think she was flashing everybody before I went up, and then somebody just told her, "Hey, you should
opening
just
act."
Yeah. So I don't know. I wasn't.
She was like flashing everybody, and then after the show, they're like, "Hey, I thought you should have been the headliner."
I got out of there. I've learned that lesson. Stand by her, and then have everybody tell me how much better she was than I was. She was at the bar getting her free drinks for the rest of the month. She had a good strategy. She made more than I did, I'm sure.
But see, maybe she was just advertising for her OnlyFans.
Yeah,
page.
It worked.
Get the word out.
Because I got a bunch of messages saying, "Hey, who is that girl? Where do I find her?"
But yeah, okay. I think we're with you. I can go really quick because mine's really stupid and small. But here's what I need backup on. So this whole period that we're in, it's hard to have cash on you like you used to. You know, I used to always have cash on me, you know, to tip people and stuff. But it's like very difficult because nobody takes cash anymore. Nobody wants cash. Nobody wants to touch money. Everything's with a card. So I found myself in a position. We get the groceries delivered. I literally had $1 on me. One actual dollar, not just like $1. And they don't, with Safeway, the grocery store here, they don't let you tip on the computer. So I can't tip the guy except for with cash. So I think it's embarrassing to tip, and this is like on a $200 grocery order. It is embarrassing to tip a guy $1. I am totally of that. Like, I don't want to only tip the guy $1, but it's literally all I have. And I think that it's better to just give him the $1 and like apologize and just say, hey, sorry, this is all the cash I have. But I've gotten in arguments with other people who think that's just, don't give him, if all you have is $1, just don't give him anything and be like, hey, I'll get you next time or whatever. But I think, wouldn't you rather at least get the $1? I have the $1. I think I would rather just get the $1.
I gotta say, I think I understand the logic of both sides, but I think I've been a waiter a lot of times, and I think here's the solution. Because yes, between the two, I would say don't just play dumb, act like you've never heard of tipping, you don't know what that is, and give him nothing. Be like, thank you, be super polite. But leave the $1, like put the $1 in your driveway. So at least he gets the $1. He acts like he found $1. So that way he gets the $1. But to give someone $1,
I know, but
then what are you, the 101-year-old man that thinks you made his week because you gave him $1? You know what I mean? What if you were like, what's your Venmo? What is your Venmo? I will Venmo you.
I've tried that before. I've tried that with valets and stuff, and they always just say forget it, or they don't want to like sit there and I don't know. That's an awkward experience, asking someone what their Venmo is.
That's the time you need your girlfriend to have an OnlyFans, and you can just write down the link and say, here's 2 months free of my girlfriend's OnlyFans.
2 months free preview.
$27 value. As somebody who's been broke a million times, I'd rather have $1 than no $1. But I think you just give them the $1. I mean, I like what Johnny said. Make them. If you like find $1, I tell you what, finding $1 is probably like a $10 tip, because finding $1 always makes me happy more than it probably should. So I think Johnny has a point. If you just have Heidi run out and put $1 by his car, and then as he's walking to his car, he sees $1 and goes, oh, this sucks. That guy tipped. And then he sees $1 on the ground. He's like, coming around. Screw that guy.
And you can just watch him out the window and be like, I did that.
Yeah. But then he thinks I'm just an asshole who's clumsy. And they like, not only does this guy not tip, he's got so much money, he's so careless, he leaves it lying around in his driveway.
I tell you, you don't want to not tip when they know where you live.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. But
I would have went with, hey man, I don't have any cash on me tomorrow, but if you want to come back tomorrow, I'm gonna leave an envelope in the mailbox for you with some money, because I feel really bad. This isn't my style. You just caught me at the wrong time. If you feel like being nice.
But that I do. So I did say, I gave him the $1. I said, hey, I'm so sorry. This is all the cash I have on me, but I'll get you next time, which is a very vague thing that probably I'm not gonna get him. Who knows if he'll be the delivery driver?
Right.
I mean, that's a hard thing. But then if you say, yeah, come by tomorrow, I'll have the money for you. Now you've like really got to go to the ATM. You know, I mean, it's like in COVID, it's like so hard to do anything. And it's like, now that's a big chore to like go get cash, you know. But you are right.
You're asking him to make another trip out.
Yeah, now he's got, is it even worth the trip for what?
And he's going to be like, is he really going to have money tomorrow?
I know. Finding money is the best thing. Like, I don't know if I even ever told you this, Brant, but one time we all lived in L.A., me, Brant, and Ryan Moot, another comedian, and our friend Ryan, and we all lived in this apartment, and I was so broke. One time I was walking back in Hollywood, forget where, it was like off of Sunset somewhere. I found like $300. Like, it was like a wadded up thing of cash. I found like $300, but I was so broke I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody I knew, because if you find $300 and you tell people, then it's like, oh, okay, let's go out and we're gonna blow $300. But I was like, this is like God put this money here so I can pay my rent. $300.
That's a lot.
That's hilarious.
That was a lot. That's by far the most money. And then what was great about it is if you find $300 like in line at a bank or something, you have to. That's too much money. Like, my conscience would make me try and at least find whose money that was. But it was like under a bush on the street. Like there's no way. Like what am I going to do? Go to the police? Like, excuse me, officer, I found $300 in the street. Do you want to find whose money this is? Like it was totally untraceable. So it was like a guilt-free $300.
Oh.
Yeah, I was walking home one time and a guy walked by me, and then like 10 feet more, there was like $20 laying on the ground. And in my head, I was like, I mean, it doesn't have to be his, but then of course I was like, hey man, you dropped this, and he's like, I'm always been good about that, like giving, because I remember one time we were walking to Runyon, and that guy put $10 on the ground. He was definitely trying to film a sketch. I don't know if you remember that. That's the one time.
I don't.
I wish I would have just taken it and been like, and he was trying to. He was. It's like a super good looking dude sitting on the as you're walking up to Runyon, and he acted like he's homeless, and there was like a $10 bill with like a rock on it. I was like, no, I swear you were with me, and I was like, oh, they're filming something. I was like, I should have just taken it just for trying to film this, because
I don't remember that at all. That's the kind of, you'd see some crazy stuff on Runyon though.
Yeah, I always give money back, man, wallets or any of that. I just think, even in my brokest, we had this conversation a lot. Oh, well, I don't remember what side you were on this, about when we were so broke, but then in LA, people would be like, if you find my dog, $5,000. And I was like, I just couldn't take money for a dog. I would just give it. For some reason in my weird code, I would be like, I can't take your money for finding your dog. I don't know.
I could. I could.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, and I would do some of the worst shit in the world. I've thought about breaking into people's houses and stuff, but for some reason, I have a weird code of like, I was always like, oh man,
you do have a weird code. Moral
that's
code.
Their dog. I gotta give them back their dog. I can't. That's just what
I know, but anyone offering $5,000 for their dog has the $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's not their last $5,000. They're not on OnlyFans. You know.
Yeah, that's it. I guess it would have been different if they'd have tried to hand me $5,000 back then when I had 50. It's easy for me to be like, I wouldn't have taken it. I guess I would have taken it.
I would have called. Be like, yeah, I found your dog. It's gonna cost you $5,010.
All right, Johnny, what do you need backup on?
All right, so mine is okay. So the Facebook birthday, you got your birthday on Facebook. First of all, my wife took hers off because she's like, I don't need a bunch of people, knowing my birthday and sending message, all that stuff. I have my birthday because I'm a comedian, so obviously I want attention. I want people thinking about me all the time. So I have my birthday on there, but it's fine to just do a blanket, hey, thanks everyone, right? That's what I say. And then there's the school of thought, no, you got to reply to everyone's comment, everyone's thing. You got to like it and say, oh, thanks, Tim. How you doing? No. At the end of the day or the next day, you get on, you say, hey, thanks everyone. You gave me a big boner, and then you forget everything.
Well, yeah, because it's your birthday.
Exactly.
I mean, that's like work to go through.
Exactly.
And also, I can't believe your wife would take off. I think that like Facebook has like been pretty. There's a lot of things that's really bad about. One of the few like really good things, just bar none, about social media is knowing when other people's like just having somebody tell you when all your friends' birthdays are. Like that's kind of like the best part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because I miss friends' birthdays sometimes, and then I'm like, it's not my fault, it's your fault. Like, get a Facebook like the rest of the world. And then I told you, like, you're the one that wants to fight this Facebook thing. So if you'd have just been a regular person, I would have told you happy birthday, but you want to be a weirdo.
See, but I was always very good at like my friend's birthday. Not that I memorized, but like I would put it in my planner or my calendar or whatever, so I knew, and so I would like wish them a happy birthday. And then Facebook comes. And then now, if you are organized and you do deserve credit, oh, that's impressive. Oh, you knew it was my birthday. You don't get credit because it's like, oh, he probably went on Facebook one time, So now out of spite, I don't do it. I don't post on people's birthdays.
Oh, you don't tell anybody happy birthday?
I mean, I will like randomly if it's like, oh, I want this person to have me in their mind. I do it for selfish. I don't do it because I want to wish them a happy birthday. I want to be like, oh, hey. I want that person to think about me for a couple seconds.
Yeah, I'm with you.
If we're being honest, we all do that, right? You do it because you want.
Of course.
Yeah.
I used to say happy birthday, but now I only pick. But I tell you what, it is good for is you go to birthdays when they pop up, and then I would go through the birthdays and go, I have no interest in telling this person happy birthday. Then I would get rid of them. It was a good way for me to figure out to slowly delete people, like, because, you do a show somewhere, you're on a ship or somewhere, you meet someone, you talk for 10 minutes, then you're like, oh, I don't need this, because I never understand the algorithms or all that. Nothing worse than like doing a show somewhere and then people are like live in that town and they're like, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, I guess you don't see the 20 posts because of I'm still having friends around. So I've used it for a while. I used it as like, okay, this is who I can eliminate today.
That makes
That's
sense.
smart.
Like logically, yeah, it's smart. It makes sense logically, but it's also like seems really mean to unfriend people on their birthday. Like, happy birthday, bitch.
Guess what? You didn't make the cut.
Well, that one gives me no dilemma. The one I have a dilemma with is when people die. And then I'm like, can I delete them as my Facebook friend or not? And I'm like 50-50. Sometimes I do it and then sometimes I don't. I don't know why. There's no real reason, but I'm like, oh, she died yesterday. And then I'll be like, what do I do here? Do I keep her around or do I?
Is there settled etiquette on like what to do when people die who have social media? Like, is there kind of a thing that now everybody, like, do they leave the pages up or are you supposed to take them down right away? Like, what is the etiquette on that?
Well, I think your family can take over or something, but some people don't like have family that are on Facebook or whatever. So sometimes it just lingers there for, there's a couple comedians that have died that sometimes I'll just stumble upon like, oh, this is their page. What do I do here? I'm close to my friends.
Look at how stupid their last post was.
Yeah, it would be hard to unfriend a dead person. Feels like you're playing with fire there.
Yeah, there's no going back. They're not going to accept a refriend.
I mean, I don't know if you believe in ghosts or not, but if you ever did think you're going to get haunted, it's probably from unfriending a dead person.
All right, next person that dies stays. I got good news for you.
You got good news and bad news. You're dead, but Brant's still your friend.
On this stupid website, still your friend.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, you do not have to respond. To get back to what you're saying, Johnny, that's ridiculous. You do not have to reply to every single. And I know you have so many friends that it would take you so long to reply to every single one.
Well, the thing is, like, because I have wished someone a happy, oh, hey, happy birthday, whatever. And then, a day or 2 days later, you get notified, Robert replied to your comment. And it's like, what? What the hell are you, what is it? Oh, he wrote, thanks, Johnny. Is that,
right.
unnecessary?
I didn't do anything for you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need that.
The worst is when someone thinks it's your birthday and they post happy birthday on your page, and then a bunch of people follow, and it's not even your birthday. Because they just
how do you screw that up?
Well, I had it happen one time where someone's like, hey, happy birthday, Brent. I don't know if they're just trying to be jokes or what happened, or maybe it's an inside joke I don't get. And then people saw it on my page, and then they're like, oh, it's his birthday. And then I got all these birthday wishes. Like, my birthday's not for like 4 months. What's happening right now? I think
my buddy would purposely change his birthday on Facebook just to mess with the algorithm, and people would just wish him, 3 times a year.
You know what? We've been with Ginger, our baby. She'll sing her like you can't come up with songs fast. There's so many songs we don't know the lyrics. So our Rolodex of songs is very limited. So one morning she just started singing her happy birthday, and Ginger loves it. She's smiling, laughing. She loves happy birthday. So now every morning we're singing her happy birthday. It's like she's gonna have a complex. Like she's gonna be birthday week. Girls have birthday month, birthday week. This girl is gonna have like birthday all the time, year-long birthday. It's my birthday every day.
I mean, it is a good song.
It's a great song. Yeah, it's very easy to remember the words.
You couldn't go with Free Fallin' or something?
No, I don't know the words to any. I need that, like, I guess it's on Alexa or something. I've seen it at my parents' house, but where you play the song and then it has the words on the bottom of it. That's what I need, but for like lullabies or something, because I don't know any of these lyrics.
That reminds me of my favorite joke of all time that you told me, and I don't think you remember who wrote it. But you know what joke I'm talking about, the happy birthday song?
Oh, yeah. No, I know. I think it's the guy's name's Seth Lazier. I think
Seth
that was
Lazier?
who it was.
All right, I got to remember that to give him credit because
I know.
The joke is.
Did I tell you this one too,
Yeah,
Johnny?
you told me.
I tell
I think
everybody.
you,
Yeah.
I've heard.
And people always ask me what's your favorite joke. I go, I wish I knew whose it is because to me it's the best joke. So go ahead, you tell it to him.
Well, he said Seth is a white guy, you know, from Wisconsin, I think, Johnny, but he was saying to his he was talking to his black friend. He was like, "Hey, is it okay to use the N-word, but if I'm singing along in a song?" And he goes, yeah, that's cool. You know, he goes, "Okay, happy birthday."
I think that's my favorite joke ever.
Yeah,
I think that
it's
is
a great joke. Yeah. But I don't know. I think he wrote it, and then like you said, I think he like sold it to somebody or something because a lot of people like the joke. But
that joke's great.
Anyway, I've gotten a lot of mileage out of it just telling it off stage.
Yeah, thanks.
And I don't even think it's a joke I'd want to tell on stage anymore. So there you go.
Well, yeah, maybe not anymore. Don't tell it to Ginger.
No, we're saving that.
All right.
But well, I think that's it.
Did we do it?
We
I
did
think
it.
we did it.
You got anything you want to plug, Brant?
Oh yeah, Brant. You got a podcast.
Yeah, I got a podcast called The 31, but I don't really do it that much anymore. I got a podcast called Craigslist Chaos, where I just get on Craigslist, and then anybody dumb enough to put their phone number on Craigslist, I call them up and just try to buy stuff or get jobs or join the Illuminati or get hand jobs or whatever. It just doesn't matter. So it's always different every week. It's people love it because it is true chaos. And as you can imagine, there's weird people all over this country that just love to talk to strangers. So that's the pod.
What's it called?
Free Roll. Craigslist Chaos. And I have a book called Free Roll. If you're looking for a good book, I wrote a book called Free Roll that's available Amazon, Audible, anywhere books are sold.
Cool.
I'm gonna send it
Add
to you
to the shelf.
Yeah, I'm gonna
put it on the fake green screen shelf.
Right next to Norm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Brant. Good to see you, buddy. Johnny, good to see you.
It's good to see you. Thanks everyone for
always,
tuning in. Leave a 5-star review, and we'll see you next week
on the Cavalry.
The Cavalry.